I'm Jo Darvall. I'm an artist based in WA at the moment, and my practice is painting, printmaking, drawing and watercolour. I also teach obviously part-time at Curtin University. Primarily my role is painting every day as much as I can and going out and investigating stories, getting curious about different subjects and then going in and reinterpreting those themes and subjects in a way that I think is authentic to the question. I am compelled to tell stories about different things, and other people might use poetry, some people might write novels. Painting or making art is the best way for me to communicate the stories I want to tell. So I find that the way I interpret what I feel and see, the best way is to paint about it and draw about it. I hope to transport the viewers to somewhere else. Through exhibiting the works, I learn more about what I do, and people come to the shows, they see the work, and hopefully they engage with the work. And then through that engagement, I learn more about what I am doing, and it propels often the next show or the next development. It's really important for my work to engage with people. I feel like if people aren't engaging with the work, I haven't really achieved perhaps what I wanted to achieve. I try and make beautiful paintings and engage with people, and I feel like colour is usually a really easy way to attract people and take people to different places. So colour is really important. Texture is something that people will engage as a secondary thing. Having an exhibition is really important as a sort of like point in time. It's never the end, it's always just a part of the process. And so it drives often the second show and the second body of work. It feeds into the process. If you can create a mood in the painting, it helps transport people to a different place. Everyone comes to art with their own experiences and they see it through their own lens. So I can't tell you how you're going to be affected. All I can do is present the work to you. The feeling has to sort of work with whatever the story is. So if it's my recent show, The You Youngs, was about a mountainous area in Victoria, not far from Melbourne. The idea behind that show was what we pass by. So it's these beautiful rocky outcrop just out of Melbourne, and everyone just drives past it. Like, you know, we don't take the time to go in and see this beautiful place and experience its stories. And it's got lots of great stories. So I wanted to just bring home the value of art so that we can take people in. You don't actually have to go to the Year Gangs anymore, right? You can just see it in the show. No, but it did inspire people to go there and experience it themselves, and I felt that was an achievement. I really try and be present with my exhibitions because they can be a bit like it's a show. So you're on show, the work is on show and interacting with each other piece of work that's in the gallery. A lot of those works, as you can see around me, are made in this type of studio. So once you get it into a gallery, you're not sure how it's going to look. You've got an idea, right? We've all planned it. But once it's actually in there, you're not sure how it's all going to relate to each other. So there's always things to learn, and it's different every time. Curiosity is really a big driver of my practice. I'm curious to see if people are going to get it. Like, are people going to get this story? And when they do, it's like a light bulb going off sometimes. And they're like, that's why the circle's behind everything. There's a circle behind everything. Why is that circle? What does that circle represent? I'm not sure at the time. And it's through showing and talking to people that are like, circle could be the lens that you're looking through. It could be the light, the golden light on your arm, as you're sitting outside. It could be all sorts of things. So those sort of things can be really exciting. I do have some sort of boundaries in my practice. So I'm not a person that constantly goes to the shops and buys stuff. Like, I like to use what I've got. I like to make all my own canvases. You know, I'm really hands-on with all my work. I usually only use the basic pigments. I often use pigment itself and mix and make my own colours. And so I feel like through that it sort of becomes a bit like fun, sort of alchemy. A colour can be something else when it's next to something else, another colour. The painting itself becomes like a matrix, a complicated matrix or a chess game, and each piece has to sort of relate to each other. And if it doesn't harmonise, if it doesn't flow, if it doesn't take you anywhere, or it leaves you flat, then it's all over. Light's a really big thing. I've often painted paintings and they've gone to Singapore and they've just been a totally different painting. And again, some of the works going to Melbourne for the recent show, that was really tricky because you know, I knew the light was going to be different. I painted a lot of the paintings here, but I knew the light was going to be very different back in Melbourne. So I was trying to manage that as well. I think everyone overthinks awards. I think they can be quite distracting from having a practice. Australia here, we seem to have so many awards, but having won the Collie is very significant. I think for me it was acknowledgement of the practice I've got. You often feel like you're working. I'm not in it for the money. Certainly, you know, there's not much fame involved with it. You know, it's at the end of the day, having people come to the show, buy one or two works, or just seeing people enjoy it is what is my reward. Like, you could never say, oh, I don't want that award. It's just good to be acknowledged. Something specific like the Collie, you could actually reinvest that money back into your career and really elevate your career. You can really just focus purely on your work and your practice. It's really great to meet up with other artists at those events. I really enjoy it, and I really respect the other artists that have been finalists, and I think any of those guys could have won it. That's why you've got to kind of keep it in check with the prize kind of idea, is that anyone could have won that prize, really. Art is so kind of elusive like that. You can think, oh, that's the best painting in the show, but you talk to somebody else, no, the other painting's the best painting, you know. It's so personal. It's a long journey, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. It does for some artists. They become sort of like rock stars at the beginning, but I think that's getting more and more competitive. The art industry has changed since I left art school. So it was more like old-fashioned in the sense that there were stables and there were traditional sort of galleries or houses that housed all the artists. As an artist now, you're your own business. You're out on your own. You've got to make it work for yourself. And it's very difficult, I think. I feel sorry for young artists. For a gallery to take you on, if you're thinking about the commercial world, you need to have some sort of profile, or you need to be making something that stands out from everything else, which is really hard to do because it's kind of already been done, right? And we're just doing versions of other things that have been done with our own kind of integrity and our own stories. So I think, you know, confidence, believing in yourself, finding honest ways of practicing what you want to do. I have seen so many great artists that have never gone anywhere. There's lots of factors, and the big thing is confidence. Go back to confidence again. The more authentic you are to yourself, the more likely you are to get noticed, because everyone's different, really, incredibly different. Can't make great art if you're worried or you're stressed out. It's a very exciting time to be a printmaker right now, because a lot of those traditions that constricted printmakers from printmaking have gone. You know, we can't afford technicians. We have to do everything ourselves. We can't afford expensive copper. We have to find new materials to make those marks. Being an artist or making art is great for everyone.